This conference will now be recorded.
Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. So let's see our today's session. So we are going to talk about another very important topic, administrating a remote system. And for this, we need two machines. So let me power on the 50 machine as well. So administrating remote machine is all about controlling two machines directly from one terminal. Suppose I have logged in on 40 machine and I want to connect to 50 machine. I want to work on 50 machine. So in that scenario, we will be going with administrating remote system using SSH concept. SSH actually stands for secure shell. So why do we need SSH? Let's try to understand. See, in this picture, you can see on the left hand side, I have a machine as a client and the machine as server. Now, usually from client, I'll connect to server. Like from my laptop, I'll connect to my virtual machine and I'll work. So when I connect from my laptop to any Linux machine or Unix machine, I had to give username and password. Now, when I give username and password, it travels over the network. Now, if any hacker is there between the network, they can easily find out what exact username and password you are transferring because the data will be transferred in the form of plain text, right? So, if the same thing you do it with the help of SSH. See, normally there are two protocols that was used. First one is Telnet, and Telnet does not have any protection. That's the reason if anything is transferred over the network, it will be visible on the network. Whereas if you go with SSH, same thing, you have a client, you have a server, and when you connect, the data will be transferred in the form of encryption. So even if a hacker is there between the network, they'll only get encrypted information. No real information will be passed on. So that makes our connection secure. This is the reason why we prefer using SSH to make sure that our communication is protected by encryption, right? And SSH is a default protocol that we use for communication in Linux. Okay, all right. Now we'll go for the configuration file for SSH is etc ssh sshd underscore config. And the daemon or the service that is related to SSH is SSHD. Okay, all right. Let's move on and let's try to learn how to communicate from one machine to another machine in SSH. Let me log in into 40 machine first of all. Now being on 40 machine, I'm going to communicate with 50 machine. So I'll say first of all ping 192.168.10.50 and you see it is reachable, right? Now let me try to communicate. From 40, I want to connect to 50. So I'll say SSH 192.168.10.50. Now when I hit enter, for the first time, whenever you are using SSH for communication, it is going to ask you a question that you have never connected this machine previously. Do you really want to continue? So we need to say yes. The moment you say yes, it will get connected to 50 with asking you the password of root of the other machine. So let me type the password as Red Hat as I know the password. And now you see earlier I was on mlinux 40. Now I connected to mlinux 50. Now if I say if config enp0s3, you'll find that over here we have connected to 10.50. Now you can do anything on the machine I have connected. You can create users, you can check the details, you can change the passwords, whatever. You see there is a user available here, my user. Now, once your work is over, you can say exit and come out of it. When you say exit, observe you are back to mlinux 40. So from mlinux 50, I exited and I came back to my previous machine, that is mlinux 40, right? Okay. Now guys, whenever I'm connecting with SSH, you observe it is asking me to give root password. Why it is only asking root? Why not any other user? Now most of you might think that it is because it's a default user. No, it's not like that. See with which user you have logged in here. I have logged in as root. So it will consider the same user for connecting to other machine. If you have logged in as my user, it will try to use the same username for connecting to other side. That's how it is going to work out. Now let us say I don't want to go with root user. I know on 50 there is a user called my user and I want to use that user for connectivity. So I can say ssh-l. I want to connect with my user to which machine? 192.168.10.50. Hyphen L stands for login name. Now when I hit enter, you see it got connected. And this time it is not asking for root password. Instead, it is asking for my user's password. Let me say red hat, or I'm sorry, red, and you see I've connected to other side using my user. There is one more technique for connectivity. You can say SSH my user at the rate 192.168.10.50. So this is also the way to connect. You can say SSH-L username, or you can say my user at the rate that particular thing. So that's the way how it is going to get connected. All right. So this is the way how we can connect from one machine to other machine using SSH. In fact, when you are connecting through PuTTY also, you can do the same thing. For example, I'll open a PuTTY session. I'll load the settings. Now here I can say that I wanted to connect. Oh, I'm so sorry. I can load the settings, and here I can say I want to connect with root name, root at the rate IP address. So you see, automatically it has taken the username root. Now you only have to type the password. So by default, you will always be connecting with root user. So like that, you can put the username in PuTTY terminal for connectivity. Anyway, now let us say that I don't want to completely go into the other machine to do a task. Being on 40, I want to do something on 50. This is called remote administration. So to perform a task from one machine to other machine, maybe there is a command called uptime. When you run uptime command, it tells what is the current time in your machine, and the machine is up for how many minutes, hours, days, months, or weeks or years. And it also shows load average. CPU, how much it is being used. Same command I want to run on 50 machine through SSH. So you can say SSH go to 192.168.10.50 and run uptime command. If you want, you can put username. I'm okay with root user. So let me give root password. And you see it went to other machine and executed the command. And it is showing you the detail that the other machine is running since 8 minutes. Any command it might be. Maybe I want to see etc password file. So I can say tail etc password. Let me give the password. You see, it is showing you the password. So this is the way how we can communicate from one machine to other machine using SSH performing the task, whatever it might be. In fact, after IP, if I say shut down or power off, it will power off the machine. Reboot will reboot the machine like that. Now, this is fine. Maybe I wanted to transfer some data from my first machine to second machine. Let me just log in to other machine also parallelly. Let me go with 10.50 and I'll change the colors. Just to have a differentiation, I'll be changing the color and let me store it for future reference as Linux 50. Now, let me log in. I think I did not saved it properly. Let me save it. Yes, I knew I did not saved it. Okay, so maybe in 10.50 under OPT folder, I want to copy this file called hard file. So from 40 machine, I want to copy one file, two file, multiple files to 10.50 in OPT folder. To copy the data from one machine to other machine, SSH has a utility called SCP. These are pre-installed in every Linux machine, so we don't have to install it separately. I'll say SCP. SCP is very same to your CP command, guys. CP commands require what? Source, destination. So I'll say source. What is the source name? Hard. If you have multiple file, mf1, mf2, all files you can gather. I'm going with only one file and I want to put this on 192.168.10.50. Now guys, where in 10.50? I'm just telling that copy this file to 10.50. It's like I'm telling you to go in India. Where in India? I need to give exact address where to go. So after IP, you have to use a colon. After colon, you have to type exact address where to put it. So I'll say that put this file in OPT folder. Now when I hit enter, first of all, it will ask for password. Give the password and it says your file is transferred. Let me go to 50 machine, do ls, and you will find that hard file is transferred. You can read it and it shows you the content. Same way, maybe I want to transfer a directory. See here, I have a directory mydir, and in this directory, I have number of subdirectories and files. I want to copy the entire directory from 40 to 50. How can I transfer it? Same as CP, but same like CP command. Whenever you are transferring a directory, you need to use -r option, where R stands for recursive. I want to recursively transfer the directory from one location to another location. What is the directory name? mydir. Where you want to transfer 192.168.10.50 in 10.50 under OPT or any folder you like. Let me give the password. So you see all the directories and files are transferred. Let me go to other side, do ls, and you see my directory is here. Check what is inside it and you will find all the subdirectories and files inside it has been successfully transferred. This is the way, guys, how you can transfer a file or a directory from one location to other. Now guys, this method what we have used is called as forward method or push method. You are pushing the data from source to destination from 40 to 50. Now let us say that I am already in 50 machine. Inside 50 machine, I'm already in 40 machine, I'm sorry. Being on 40 machine, I want to get the data from 50 machine. I want to reverse the thing. This is called reverse SCP. In this, I am already at destination and I want to fetch the data from source. Source is somewhere else. Earlier, what we did, we were at source. So from source, we sent the data to destination. In this scenario, I am already in destination and I want to pull the data from other machine. So I'll just be so what I'm going to do here is I'll say SCP go to other machine. What's the other machine? Go to 192.168.10.50. On that machine, you need to give complete address. Go to OPT and there you can find a file called hard. And I want to download this file locally in my current machine inside any location, maybe in OPT folder. Now let me give the password. So what it does, it went to 10.50 OPT folder. There was hard file, so it downloaded currently on my machine under OPT folder. You just check it out and you'll find hard file is available. Same way, I want to download a directory from other machine. So I'll say scp hyphen r recursively go to 192.168.10.50. In 10.50, go to OPT. In OPT, there is a hard file, or not hard, let's say my directory. This thing I want to download in OPT folder. If you observe, I'm already in OPT folder. Now guys, let's say that I want to say that download the data in my current location. Let us say in my current directory, wherever I am, I want it to download the data. I don't want to tell where, I just want to tell here, put it here wherever I am right now. To represent your current directory, you can just type dot. Dot means present working directory, current location. So you type the password and you see that the directory is successfully downloaded in your current location with all its subcontent. This is the way, guys, you can either push the data or you can pull the data from other machine. Both ways, we can send or we can receive the data from the other side. Now, if you observe in all these operations, whenever I'm trying to transfer the data or whenever I'm trying to get the data from the other side, it was continuously asking for password. Now let's say that I want to build a trust relationship between 40 and 50 so that whenever I'm transferring the data, it should not ask me for the password. Whenever I'm connecting, it should not ask me for any kind of password. How can I be password free between these two machines? See, in this concept, we will go for SSH keys exchanging to build a trust relationship or passwordless relationship. Let me take a notepad over here. Let me say like this that I have two machines. I have 40 machine and I have 50 machine. Now between these two, I want to make an SSH trust relationship. So what you need to do, listen to the steps very carefully, guys. See, trust relationship does not means that all the users of 40 can connect to all the users of 50 without any password. That would be a biggest security loophole if you do as such. So SSH will not allow you to do that. What you need to do is you need to take same name user from 40 and 50. Suppose my user from 40 and my user from 50. Between these two users, you can make SSH trust relationship. So suppose in my scenario, I am taking the most common user, root user. So I'll take root user from both the side. I will log into 40 and 50. After logging, I will generate SSH key. So I'll say SSH hyphen keygen. When I run this command, it is going to generate a pair of keys. We call it as public private key pair, right? So what would be the name and where it will be generated? See guys, whatever user you have taken, like in our case, I have taken user root. So in root users home directory, what is the home directory for root? Slash root. If it is my user, then slash home my user. Whatever user, in that user's home directory, there will be a hidden folder .ssh. See, hidden folders always start with .ssh. Both the side, same thing, slash root .ssh. In that, you will find two keys, id underscore rsa and id underscore rsa dot pub. Okay, so both the side id underscore rsa and id underscore rsa dot pub. One is your private key and the other one is your public key. So public key is actually meant for sharing, for making these kind of relationships. Private key is very private. You should not share it with anyone. See, we can use private key for logging into your machine, even though you don't know what is the proper password. Okay, so that's how people can log in into your machine. If you are aware of cloud computing, on all the cloud machines, we will log in by using private keys only, right? Anyway, so private key is not meant for sharing to anyone. It should be kept secret. Public key has to be shared between two machines in order to create a trust relationship. So what we are going to do here is simple technique is there. We will copy the public key of first machine and I'm sorry, let me take a pen. Public key of first machine and we will put it on second machine. And we will copy the public key of second machine and put it on first machine. But the question is with what name you are going to put it. See guys, on every machine in the same folder, we will be creating a special file and that file name will be authorized underscore keys. Authorized underscore keys is a file that contains the public key of all the partner. Suppose 40 is having 10 machines as its partner. So all 10 machines public key will be pasted in authorized key. For every client, we are not going to create a separate authorized key. All 10 keys from different partner has to be kept in authorized key file. Same thing, 40's public key we are going to paste in 50 machine, where we will paste under the same name file authorized underscore key. See, automatically it becomes authorized to communicate with that user without typing any kind of password. So this is the way how we will be creating the key. All right. So what we are going to do, first of all, on both machines, we are going to choose same name user. We will log in with that user. We'll generate SSH keys. Then the public key of first machine we will paste on second machine's authorized key. And second machine's public key we will paste it on first machine's authorized key. Then both will authorize each other's root user to communicate with each other without typing any kind of password. So it is user-based communication, not host-based. So all the users of 40 cannot communicate with 50 without password. Only the user whom you have authorized will be allowed. So let's see how to do this activity. I have already logged in into 40 machine. I have logged in as root user, and let me check in my current location, that is slash root home directory. Do I have a hidden folder here? Did you see that there is a hidden folder .ssh? .ssh is that folder which contains your public private key files. Let's go into .ssh. Did you find any public private key here? There is no public private key so far generated. So first step, as we have learned, you have to generate the key. How to generate? You have to say ssh hyphen keygen. That's it. No extra thing. Just hit enter. It asks some questions. We need to answer it. It says, where do you want to save these keys? By default, I'm going to save it under root.ssh folder. If you wish to keep it in some other location, type the location. In that location, it is going to paste it. I'm okay with default location, so let me hit enter to accept it. Enter the passphrase. Never give any passphrase. See guys, if you give a passphrase, whenever you are connecting from first machine to second machine, instead of asking the original password, every time it will ask this passphrase. See, what is our concern? What is our goal? Our goal is to have passwordless connectivity. I don't want to ask, I don't want to get asked for any kind of password. So never give any passphrase, otherwise the same passphrase it will ask every time you are connecting instead of password. So leave it empty for first time, leave it empty for second time. And now you can see that you have IDRSA and IDRSA.pub. Now, if you read it, you won't understand what it is. This is the big content. This says that this is your private key. Private key is very big in size, but you can go with public key. You can say cat IDRSA.pub. Pub represents public key. So you see it is smaller in comparison. It ends with username and hostname, whatever you have done the password generation or the key generation, I'm sorry. Now you need to copy this entire key, go to other partner, that is 50, log in as root user. I have already logged in. Now find SSH folder. See, by default, you will not find .ssh folder unless you have tried SSH connecting to other machine. I have never connected from this machine to other machine using SSH, so there is no .ssh folder available. Don't be worried about it. Just run SSH 192.168.10.40, give yes. Now you can type password and connect. I'll just say Control C to break it. Why did I run this command? To get generated .ssh folder. As soon as you use SSH command, .ssh folder will be created. Now go to .ssh folder. Did you find any authorized key file? No. So let's create it. I'll say authorized underscore keys. Now inside it, you have to paste the entire key. This is manual method, guys. See guys, if I do it manually, then there is always a chance that I might do mistakes, isn't it? Human errors would be there. Maybe I won't copy it properly, or while pasting, I might disturb other keys. Lots of issues are there that might happen. So I don't want to do it manually. Instead, I want some command to do it for me. Now guys, there is a special command to copy this public private keys. What is that? SSH hyphen copy ID. Now let me tell you one thing. This command is not for copying regular data. It is for copying public key only. So I'll say SSH copy ID, which ID you want to copy, hyphen I. I'll say copy ID rsa.pub. To which machine? To 192.168.10.50. Now guys, you don't have to say in 50 which folder, where to keep it, with what name. The command is designed so intelligently, it knows where to search, which directory I have to go, and what file I have to create. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll say just go to 50 and copy. The beauty of this command is it will go to 10.50. It will go into .ssh folder. If .ssh folder is not there, it will first create .ssh folder for you. Inside it, it will look for authorized key file. If there is already authorized key file existing, without disturbing any data inside it, simply it will append a new key inside it. No data damage it is going to do. If there is no file at all with the name authorized key, then a fresh file it is going to generate. Okay, so there is no authorized key, guys. Let me hit enter. Let me type the password. Now you go to other side, do ls. Did you see that authorized key is generated? What does it contains? It contains the public key of 40 machine. That's it. So this is how SSH copy ID is going to have this kind of passwordless connectivity without any problems. Simply, you just need to type the proper syntax, give the password, it will go to other machine. Already authorized key is there, it will append it. There is no authorized key, a fresh file will be created and public key will be copied. So it says over here that we have copied it. Now you can try SSH and IP address and check it out whether it is working or not. See, as soon as I type SSH and IP address, it connected without any password. But this is only for root. If I say SSH connect with my user to 192.168.10.50, you see it will still ask for password. So only root user will be allowed to connect passwordlessly. Other users, they still have to type the password. That's how, guys, this is going to work out. Now from 40 to 50, we have done passwordless connectivity. From 50 to 40, if you check SSH 192.168.10.40, you see it is still asking for password. So we need to repeat all the steps again. So we don't have public private key. Second time I'm doing it, I'll say SSH hyphen keygen. In which file I want to store it under root.ssh folder. Let me hit enter. Never give any passphrase. Leave it empty for first time. Leave it empty for second time. And you can find here that public private key both are generated. I just need to copy public key to 10.40. So on 10.40, as you can see, there is no authorized key file. Let me run the command. See, last time I told the command ssh copy id, copy an id rsa.pub to 192.168.10.50. See guys, this is one way of copying the key. I'll tell you one more way. You don't have to tell which key to copy. SSH copy ID will only copy public key, it never copies private key. So you see, you can just say hyphen I is useful when you have copied the key in TMP or some other location. Suppose the key is in TMP, so you can say TMP id.rsa, something like that. But from the default location, if public key has to be copied, just say SSH copy ID and IP. That's it. You don't have to copy folder automatically from .ssh folder. It is going to copy public key only. You don't have to explicitly mention the key name also. It's a very small command I'm making, ssh copy id and IP address. And you see, oh, not 50, I need to say 40. Let me type the password. Now you go back to 40, do ls. Did you find authorized keys? Just read it. It is copied. Now you try connecting. I'll say SSH 192.168.10.40 and you see I'm connected. So this is the way guys how you can connect from one machine to another machine passwordlessly. Now this concept is useful in many of the advanced things like you are doing backup and restore or you are making clustered environment. We have database clusters like rack or MySQL clusters or Hadoop clusters or application clusters we are going to make with Red Hat cluster, pacemaker cluster or Veritas cluster. In all such environment, we will be doing this passwordless login. Even in Ansible, when you want to have a communication between server and clients, you have to do this passwordless login activities. First of all, so it's an important activity what we have learned. Now let me show you one more usage of that passwordless login by using a concept called rsync. Let me first explain you what is the role of rsync and then I'll explain you how to use rsync. Let us understand one scenario. Let us say guys that I have a directory. Let's say I have a machine called 40 which is my production machine. On 40 I have a very important directory slash app whose size is maybe 1 GB. Now I want to store the backup of this particular thing on other machine. Maybe it's 50. On 50, I want to copy this directory as a backup. And I'll be using SCP concept over here or SCP command to do this activity. See, for the first time, I have to copy the whole directory. So entire directory will be copied over here and the size is around 1 GB. For the first time, guys, you don't even have a choice. You have to copy the entire directory. So total directory has been copied 1 GB entirely. Now next day, suppose, or maybe 2 days later, you have added more data, maybe 500 MB. Total capacity is 1.5 GB. Now guys, 1.5 GB if I have to copy, just analyze here guys. Already out of 1.5 GB, 1 GB is already copied. How much data do I actually need to copy? Do I have to copy 1.5 GB again from the beginning? Never. Already there is 1 GB which is copied and I have to copy just 500 MB. But when you ask SCP to copy the directory, it cannot differentiate these things. When you say copy a directory, it will fully copy the directory. So guys, does it make sense to update 500 MB? Are you going to copy the whole 1.5 GB from the beginning? That does not make sense. But anyway, that's the way how it gets copied. Now, every time whenever you are adding the data, suppose I have added 10 MB. To update 10 MB, again 1.5 GB it is going to copy. Now here we are talking about GBs. It's okay. But suppose you are transferring TBs of data. Just imagine how much time will be wasted for this, isn't it? right? So such thing may not be useful in these kind of environments where you continuously copy the data between two machines. So to overcome this thing, we will use a concept called rsync, remote synchronization. Guys, as you know, synchronization is nothing but making two sides equal, parallel. Remote synchronization making two remote machines equal in terms of data. So what will happen here is same situation. I have 40 machine as my production machine and 50 machine maybe I'm taking as my backup machine where I want to keep my backup. I have a very important directory slash app which contains the data 1 GB. Now, for the first time, when you ask rsync to copy the data, very cleverly, rsync will take this directory and check on destination, same name directory exist or not. If same name directory exists, it will do something else. But if there is no same name directory exist, it will freshly copy it from the beginning. So for the first time, it is going to copy entire 1 GB. Let us say that next day or maybe 2 days later something, we have added 500 MB of data. Total capacity becomes 1.5 GB. Now out of 1.5 GB, how much I need to copy? Again the same question. I just need to copy 500 MB. This time when you ask rsync to copy this directory, again, it will take the whole directory and check on the other side, does the same name directory exist or not? If same name directory exists, it will compare the data. It is not going to copy the whole data from the beginning. It will check how much data that is already copied and how much data that needs to be copied. So as it's seen that already 1 GB is copied, it will only increment just 500 MB instead of showing or sending all 1 GB data. And you see both sides are synced. Maybe next day you have just added 10 MB. Total capacity is 1.51 GB. When you apply rsync, only 10 MB will be transferred to the other side. Maybe one day I did not transferred any data or I did not updated any data. I have just make some changes in my file. When you ask rsync to transfer the data, same modification what you have done on 40 will be done on 50 also. So if you have added the files, files will be copied. If you have modified the files, files will be modified. That's how rsync will be working. But guys, rsync badly requires SSH trust relationship. If there is no trust relationship between 40 and 50, rsync will fail by by asking the password. See guys, what we do is we will run rsync command every 5 minutes or 15 minutes by using cron job. Now every 15 minutes, if it is asking for password, it will fail and your task will be completely damaged. So first step before implementing rsync is to have SSH trust relationship. Now in our case, as you have seen, we have already done trust relationship between 40 and 50, right? So I can experiment with this concept. So what I'm going to do is I'll create one directory in slash with the name called app. Or the directory name is your choice, whatever name you like. I'll go to app directory and let me add some files. So scenario is I have app name directory with 5 files. This directory I want to copy to 50 machine in OPT. As you see in OPT there is no app name directory. I'm not going to use SCP or SSH. Instead I'll be using rsync. I'll say rsync hyphen avz. See guys, A stands for archive, V for verbose, and Z for zip. That means while transferring the data, archive it. Yesterday we learned tar command that will archive your data. So while transferring the data, nothing should be spilled out or missed out. So archiving is done. V, verbose, show me what is getting transferred. Z, zip and transfer. See, if you are transferring a huge amount of data, it is going to take a lot of time. But if I zip and transfer, it would be faster. So guys, you will be amazed to see that how fast it will archive, zip, transfer, and when the data reach to the other side, it will unarchive and unzip it also. So while transferring, zipping, archiving will be done. And I need protection. I need encryption. So I'm telling use encryption of SSH. I'm telling rsync transfer the data from so and so and put it into SSH folder, right? And sorry, I'm telling transfer the data using encryption of SSH. I'm so sorry. What to transfer? I'll say transfer slash app directory to 192.168.10.50 machine. Where on 10.50 in OPT folder. Okay, so inside OPT folder, I want to put this activity. Now let me hit enter. Observe here, it is not going to ask you for a password. We are telling rsync. So I'm telling rsync avz with SSH protection, transfer this directory to so and so location. You see the data got transferred. Come to the other side, do ls, and you can see that there is app name directory available here. If you check app, you will find all the files inside it. So successfully for the first time, I am able to transfer the whole data. Let's make it more interesting. Let's come back to the server side. Let me add more data. Maybe I'll add 6, 7, and 8. 3 new files I have added. So on server side, I have 8 files, whereas on the client side, I'm having 5 files. 3 new files have been added. Now I'll go back to server. I'll use same rsync command, no change. Now what would you expect this time to happen? Is it going to copy the whole data from the beginning, or is it only going to copy the 3 new files? As per the explanation what I have given, it is going to copy the 3 new files what we have added. But guys, I want to be little sure. So you can use a command dry run. Many people ask this question in interviews that what's the role of dry run in rsync? Guys, dry run is used to generate a preview. No actual command will be executed. It is only going to show you a preview that what will happen if actual command is executed. So I'll say enter. You see it is telling that I'm going to copy 6, 7, and 8. Nothing really happened. Go to other side and check. It is not showing you the 3 new files, that is 6, 7, and 8. It is only showing you the 5 files. Okay, all right. Now let me come back. Let me actually run the command without dry run. Now go back to client and check it out. Did you see that the 3 new files have been copied now? So with the dry run, you can always check what is going to happen with rsync. If you are sure, if you are satisfied, then you can actually go for the command. Okay, all right. Now let's make it little more challenging. I'm going to edit one of the file 5. In file 5, I'll put some data. Hello world, this is a test for rsync. Let me save and quit. Now you read file 5. Do you see some data inside it? Yes. Go to black machine. Read the same file. In app file 5. Do you find any data? Nothing. Let me do rsync again. First of all with dry run. Let's see what happens. See, when I run dry run, it says I'm going to update or modify file number 5. Nothing really happened because we did dry run. Sorry about that delay. Right, so I was telling you that nothing really happened. Let's repeat the command again without dry run. Now go back and try to read the file again. Did you find that it is updated? So this is what happens, that whenever you have used an updated file with rsync, the same modification it is going to do on the other side. Maybe you have changed the file permissions, you have added a setuid, sticky bit, whatever. Same thing it is going to apply on that file on the other side, right? So whenever we are creating a new stuff, it is copying the whole data to other side. Whenever you are modifying the stuff, same modification it is doing to the other side. Now, what if I delete some data on the white side? Now, let's say that on the server side, I'm going to delete file 7 and file 8. So on the server side, I have 6 files, and on the client side, I still have 8 files. Let me go back and run rsync command. Observe here, I'm not giving dry run option. I am actually executing this command directly. Let me hit enter. See, no dry run has been done. So command will be actually executed. Let me go to the other side and check. Anything happened? No, the files are not yet deleted. So why is that? When I created a new file, it added the new file. When I modified some data, it modified the same set of data. But when I deleted some data from first site, why it has not deleted the same thing on the other side? Because deleting is a very responsible activity. Data is very expensive, and rsync will not delete the data on its own just like that. You create a file, it will add it, you modify, it will modify it. But when you delete it, it will never take a risk of deleting the data on its own from the other side. If you really want to delete the data, then you have to add an option hyphen hyphen delete. First, you can test it with dry run. So you see it says I'm going to delete file number 8 and file number 7. Nothing really happened because we did dry run. If you remove dry run and go for it, now check the other side. Did you find that those two files have been deleted? This is what happens, guys, with rsync. Now I'll show you one more reverse rsync. Let us go into, sorry, app. Let me add some data. File 7, file 8, file 9, maybe. So on my black side, I have 9 files, and on the server side, I have 6 files. So every time I'm synchronizing the data from server to backup, which was forward. Now I want to do reverse rsync. Guys, people ask this a lot in interview that do you know about reverse rsync? When we do reverse rsync and what is the role of reverse rsync? See guys, from the primary side, by mistake I deleted some data, but I know that on the backup side I have it. So what I want is instead of I checking and restoring the files, I will ask rsync to go to backup side. Whatever data is there on the backup, synchronize it to my production side. That's it. This is called reverse rsync. Let me show you how to do it. See, I'm already on white side. I'll say rsync hyphen avz hyphen essh. Now I'll say go to 192.168.10.50. In 50 under opt there is a directory app. That is my source in which whatever data is there, that data I have to synchronize with a directory which is present in slash. Now don't give slash app. See what happens if you give slash app, rsync will go into app directory. Inside app directory, it will search for another directory with the name app. So do you have app name directory inside app name directory? If you do that, you see what will happen. In your app directory, it will create one more app directory and copy it. So you just need to give the upper directory where the main directory is residing. So suppose I have a directory with the name app and same name directory is present in slash. So just say that synchronize it with a directory with the same name in slash. So in slash, it will look for the directory with the name called app. So that app on 50 will be synchronized with the app name directory present in slash in my current location. Now, when you do dry run, first of all, it will tell you that these are the three new files I'm going to copy. Nothing really copied. If you remove dry run, actually your data will be transferred. Okay, so this is the way, guys, how you can use rsync also to transfer the data. Now, guys, that's all about this class. If you have any questions or queries, please put your questions now. Anything you want me to explain you, please put that questions now. Okay, great. Fine. One request I'd like to make you people. See, there is a concept changing the default port number in SSH. So if you want to change the default port number in SSH, then you have to first make the change in etc ssh sshd underscore config. Now in this, you have a default port number 22, which you can change it to whatever you like. But after that, you have to run this command, se manage something like that. So guys, it's a long thing and we don't have that much of time to go with all that thing. So I would request you to please visit my blog, spend 15-20 minutes, not more than that. Watch the video and see here you can find changing default port in SSH. So just click on this article, and over here you can watch this recorded video, right? So please, either you can go to YouTube and search this for me, or just go for it. And here I have explained that how you can change the default port number from 22 to any other port number, whatever you want to do. So please spare some 15 minutes of time and watch this video and try to do this practical. If you still face difficulties, then let me know in tomorrow's class. If time is there, I'll try to explain that. But please visit my website. It's a simple website, musab.in. On that, the second article, what you can find, and you can view this. Okay. So thank you very much, guys. We'll meet tomorrow and continue with the session. Thank you very much, guys.